All right, hello and good morning, everyone. It is the new season, the new season of World of Warcraft, and as you are probably aware, when there is a new season of World of Warcraft, that means that there is a bunch of new chores to do. So, we are going to do our WoW chores this morning, and you are going to keep me entertained while I do said chores. So, welcome in, everyone. Thank you. Thank you for being here and in helping with these awful, boring chores. So, thank you. Thank you for that. It is Wednesday. We are halfway through the month. This weekend, I have big airsoft match. Very excited for the big airsoft match. So I'm going to have a ton of new videos, new footage, all sorts of new stuff that is going to be popping up here soon once I go to the airsoft match this weekend. I cannot wait for that. I have fallen completely in love with airsofting and getting to airsoft and doing all the airsoft things. So I am very excited to get to go do that. We are also hopefully finishing up some paperwork on housing loans this weekend as well. That's not as exciting, but that means that finally we will consolidate all the debt of our roof and repiping the house and fixing our sewage line and all the other things that went wrong. And hopefully that means we'll be able to finally start making a dent in debt and paying off some debts, as well as maybe, just maybe, we will sneak Italy in there. So yeah, we'll see. We will see how that all ends up fitting together, cuz man, has it been a hard month for saving money. We said we were going to save some money. We said, okay, this is it. We're going to go to Italy. We're going to have to save some money. And we started trying to save, and then absolutely everything that could possibly go wrong went wrong. You know, the cats needed a bunch of stuff, people needed a bunch of stuff, the house would not stop breaking. It was brutal. So hopefully that is the end of the brutal stuff, and we can finally focus on saving up for Italy again, or Ireland, or Scotland, or Japan, or wherever. I think it's really going to be Italy. I would like to see Japan eventually. But I'm pretty sure Italy is the highest of highs on what we need to see, what we need to do for like a pilgrimage and just enjoyment. I also heard there was an article that came out that said Pope Leo is possibly going to be visiting America in the next few next year or so, maybe 2 years. And I'm very excited for that. That's a very cool prospect. Wherever the last time a Pope visited America and did a mass, apparently it drew like a couple million people in. So I'm very hopeful that we will be able to go to that Pope mass, and it'll be a lot of people. It'll be a very long, arduous thing, but I think it will be absolutely worth it. So very excited for that, hopefully next year. We were also looking at going into Halloween Horror Nights. Emmy and I have talked about doing Halloween Horror Nights now for, I don't know, 5-10 years. But they are out of their minds for cost of Halloween Horror Nights. So you have to fly there, or, you know, try to get there somehow. Flight would be about $200, $300. Flight's not bad. I understand flights are expensive, whatever. That's not my problem. My problem is that Halloween Horror Nights, to get a ticket that lets you experience everything unlimited, you can get there at the right time and, you know, skip some of the lines and all that, is darn near $300 per person, and that does not include a ticket to the actual park, and that's a one-day only ticket. So if you want to go for just the weekend and enjoy Universal Studios, go to Halloween Horror Nights a few times and experience everything, we're talking $1,500 in tickets and hotel just to go to an amusement park for the weekend to experience the Halloween extravaganza. That seems unacceptably high. And I know that like people are complaining about Disney lately and Disney raising prices, and that people like you can literally fly to Japan and go to Disney World in Japan for cheaper than it is to go in America. And we're we're reaching that point. I feel like we are truly reaching that point. 1,500 Halloween Horror Nights. There is no way that Halloween Horror Nights is good enough in any way, shape, or form to dictate needing $1,500 to go to it. It's a shame. I want to experience it. I want to see it. I've heard that it's a fun time. Emmy's all about the spooky, Halloween-y sort of things, right? So I was like, okay, that'll be a fun time. That'll be a good time for us. But that's literally like a plane ticket to Italy to go see some, what I assume is going to be meh haunted houses. And maybe that's unfair of me to just automatically think that the haunted houses aren't going to be very good, but also at the same time, like, for $1,500, there's no way that haunted house is going to be good enough to meet my expectations. That's simply not possible with the huge cost. There's no way that I'm going to be walking away satisfied. Like, wow, that was totally worth the $1,500 to go to. There's just no way. My expectations would just be too high. Maybe that's my fault, but that's what they get for charging so much. So, Halloween Horror Nights will still be something we will go do. Eventually we will make it to the Halloween Horror Nights, but for the foreseeable future, it is lower on the priority, because I would much rather spend that money to go to Italy or Scotland or Japan. They're out of their minds. And I guess that if Pope Leo's coming, then I'm guessing he's going to go to Chicago, right? Like, maybe that, I don't know, is that, racist isn't the right word, but like, okay, he's from Chicago, he's the Chicago Pope, so if he's coming to visit America, he's probably going to visit Chicago, right? There's no way that he's like, well, I'm from Chicago, but, I really want to see Missouri, so we're going to go visit Missouri. Like, he's probably going to visit the Archdiocese in Chicago, so we're going to have to go to Chicago in the next year or two to see Pope Leo. Fun fact about Chicago is the only city I've ever been mugged in, so that's a great thing Chicago's got going for it. It did, I guess, I don't know if I can say that. Technically, someone tried to hold us hostage up in Portland. They ran out in front of the street to try and stop our car, and I just hit the gas, and they were smart enough to move out of the way. So I don't know if that counts as an attempted mugging or an attempted scam or where that falls on the list, but I wasn't having it. Like, if you're so desperate to take my money that you're willing to run in front of my moving vehicle in the middle of a street, that has become a you problem. That is not a me problem anymore. I know that's going to sound insensitive, but this person was very clearly trying to rob us or take advantage of us, so I would not have felt bad if they got, the play stupid games, get win stupid prizes, right? What do you think is going to happen if you run in front of a moving vehicle on an active street? Like, you're going to get run over. Like, that's just what happens. So I didn't feel too bad about it. I didn't hit them. They were smart enough to move out of the way, so I'm glad I didn't hit them, but Ooh, what is this? 285. Raise your haste. That's not great, but we'll take it. We'll take it. Okay, we have done our daily incursion, which means now we have to go do a bunch of our delves. Guess we'll fly back out here. This place kind of sucks, so we're gonna teleport out and go do some delves. Daily delves. Welcome in, everyone. I see a few people joining us. Hello, good morning. Welcome to the World of Warcraft stream, where we do chores. Game is 22 years old now, and then we still have to go log in and do daily chores. Going strong. Ooh, what do we get? Keepsake corruption. Interesting. Okay, whatever was found is no longer there, so I guess we don't get that item. All right.
Silvermoon students have unique ways of studying the arcane. Perhaps you could learn a thing or two.
Actually, before we start this, we should go do... We should go get a hunt done to get our... coffer keys. I believe one hunt should give us what we need, so let's go do that really quick. Yeah. Nightmare hunts should have begun. Complete a nightmare hunt.
Obsolete. Reports have reached me of strange creatures encroaching on our hunting grounds. Deal with them.
Nightmare. Alright, let's do one of these. I've not done a nightmare hunt because it just started for season 2, so let's see how bad the nightmare hunt is. As I'm in healer spec, so it should be a little bit easier because I can heal, but I don't know. I've not done these as a healer. I mostly did nightmare hunts as a blood DK, and that's a little bit of cheating considering how powerful blood DKs have consistently been, right? Like they're just these unstoppable monsters. Absolutely love that. So alright, so we need to complete world quests, gathering quests. Is there any world quest doing? 266. No. Okay. Not much worth doing here, but we will endure. We'll just go pick traps. I know they nerfed. I've heard people saying that they've nerfed the opening traps part of this. So let's see how bad that nerf hit us.
Yet. Savor the hunt and let the artifact consume their fear.
Ooh. Spicy healer mode. You see how much damage I was just pumping out? That healer's doing the deeps. Okay. Gotta follow this guy. He's stealing all of my speed ups. Chaos, good morning! Why do some people write TS instead of this? That's been a thing on the internet since forever, right? People love shorthanding things. It's the most popular thing. You'll see people always type, like back in the day when AIM and AOL was the thing. There was the ASL was a thing, right? People always type that. Okay, well that's once again Blizzard is out here with the absolute garbage designs. That's the new mechanic for this season is a net falls and instantly kills you. So wow, great games. I've been so critical of Blizzard of this lately, but they're so bad about it. Like every single thing Blizzard seems to be doing lately is like, look, it's an instant kill mechanic. Look at how creative and smart and fun we are. We create a mechanic where you made one mistake, so you have to start completely over. Isn't that creative and fun? Didn't we create a really interesting fight? No, you didn't. Of course, Chaos. What you got? What you got this morning? Let's hear it. It is the laziest design in all of gaming to just do like, oh, you make one mistake and you have to completely start over. What's on your mind today? Alright, it's the nets are coming. I can feel the nets coming, so we gotta move. There they are. Oh boy, that's a lot of creatures. One second. I got to concentrate for a second, and then I can answer your question. Whew. That was actually a tough pull. Okay, here they come again. Move away from the nets. There we go. Bubble's here. Good morning, Bubble. Okay. We survived. That was a tough pull. That was a lot of dudes all at once. Okay. What do I do if I'm burned out from Insta Reels account? I see results, couple thousand views after 2 months, but I can't break through virality. Unfortunately, the only thing with social media, whether it be Instagram Reels, TikTok, Shorts, YouTubes, whatever it is, the only thing you can do is just continually post and post and post and post and post. There is no method to the madness. It's just all consuming. So the question isn't what should I do if I'm burned out and it's do you even want to keep posting, right? Like, is it worth your time? And that's a conversation I was just having with a few other people, because like I've reached a point where YouTube is making some changes and I am no longer going to get paid monetized on YouTube anymore going forward. I've been making YouTube shorts and YouTube videos for almost 5 years now. And I'm at a point where if I'm not getting paid to do this, I'm just not having fun with it anymore. I've done it. I've made literally thousands of videos. And if I'm not even going to get views or money out of it anymore, it's just not worth it. So that's the question you have to ask yourself, is if you're burned out, is this fun for you? If you're having burnout, it's probably not fun anymore. Then the obvious answer is it's time to pack it in. Like the chances of going viral, the chances of being, something huge is so minuscule that the only reason to post on social media is because you find it fun. That is the only good reason to continue posting on Instagram or YouTube or TikTok or whatever it is. And the second it stops becoming fun is the time that, it's the second that it's time to stop playing. Just go do something else, right? So, like, I was going to quit posting things altogether because, like I said, I wasn't getting paid for it anymore. I wasn't finding fun. And then I started doing Airsoft, and I've been really enjoying making Airsoft content. So I am back to posting things, but only because I'm having fun doing it. And the second it stops becoming fun is the second that I'm going to stop again. I have considered not making videos for YouTube anymore and just doing live streaming, or maybe giving up the live streaming and just making a couple videos here and there when I have fun. It's really frustrating that they're making these changes. It's scary that if I stop, the algorithm will punish me. It will. that is just the fact of the matter. But oh, excuse me. Here's the thing: if you're only getting a couple thousand views, it's not like you're starting over. You're not losing very much, right? Like unless you're consistently hitting millions of views on every post, it doesn't matter whether or not the algorithm is going to punish you or not, right? Because you're simply not getting enough views and all that to be relevant in the first place, right? So you're afraid the algorithm will punish you, but if you're already only getting a couple thousand views here and there, what's it going to punish you with, right? Like, there's not much to lose, and there's everything to gain to have your sanity, well-being, and happiness back. So oh boy, okay, we got ambushed again here. Okay, run away from the nets. Because like being a professional YouTuber or whatever social media it was is a pipe dream, right? It's today's I want to be an influencer is the same thing as saying I want to be a basketball star, I want to be a football star, right? Like the odds are so completely low that it's a fun dream to catch, but it's not an actual like thing to pursue. I definitely understand you've made progress. You were at 200 views, now you're at 1,000. I mean, that is definitely progress, but is it progress is the question. Because, like, I make posts regularly. I do content all the time. Sometimes the algorithm says, hey, we like this, and I get 100,000 views. I have views from a couple years ago that are still videos that are still getting views in the millions. And I have others that are sitting at 200 that were brilliantly well-crafted videos that just... So even if you're getting thousands of views, that ultimately, like, that's not... I don't want to be discouraging, but a couple thousand views is hardly anything, right? That's still just the first... That's like the first wave of, okay, this content, let's see if people actually like this content, right? It's not... You're not going to lose anything if you take a break from it. Because you're not getting paid right now, right? You're not with that low of views, you're not getting anything out of it. So you say you're afraid of being punished by the algorithm, but you're already not getting anything out of it. So like, what kind of punishment is there, right? The punishment is it's not going to push my stuff out, but it's already... I can't understand how it works. So that's the thing is... 90% of it is random. Everyone will tell you that there's some secret to it, that you got to do this or that the video needs to be 5.7 seconds long, or that you need to do these 3 things. It's completely random. It is 100% random. Now you can rig it in your favor by being a terrible person and being abusive and manipulative and things like that. And that's ultimately where it comes from. I'm going to say this, and I say this with 90% certainty. The people who get the most views on TikTok, on YouTube Reels, Instagram, all that, the people who are the most famous and get the most engagement are the worst people. Like, the only way to be competitive at the top is, again, to abuse clickbaiting, to take advantage of people, to make the most garbage, low-end slop content you possibly can. And that is how you be successful, right? I used this example the other day, that there's a video that got way more views than anything that I've ever made, that was a lady just going, this is how you use a soda stream. You put the soda stream in the soda stream, and then you turn on the soda stream, and now you do the soda stream. Again, you're making the lowest tier content for the lowest tier people, right? Like, the more education niche your content is, the less chance anyone's ever going to see it, because... I'm trying to do rage bait as well, and that's exactly what I was saying. Like, rage bait content is not good, right? In order to be successful, you have to be a bad person. We should not be rage baiting people on the internet. That is not a good, moral, wonderful thing to do, right? So, like, the only way to be successful is to sell your morals. Say SodaStream one more time. It's the same thing, like if you watch TV, right? The most popular TV you're going to see online or on TV is going to be the most mind-numbing garbage content, right? There's a reason why shows like Jersey Shore and 90 Day Fiancé consistently get great reviews when everyone knows that is low-tier garbage TV, right? Like that's abusive and demeaning to humans. It's absolutely garbage television, and yet that is the television that does the best. That is the television that gets the most views. Like that's the same thing with shorts, right? You gotta sell your soul, you gotta sell your morals, you gotta be willing to make absolutely garbage content in order to be successful. And it's frustrating, but that is the absolute truth, unfortunately. Jersey Shore, 90 Day Fiance, all of those, all the true crime. Like, how abusive are all the true crime shows where people are capitalizing off of the harming of people? And how many true crime podcasts have caused harm where they speculate wildly and irresponsibly, oh, this person's guilty, or this person did something wrong, this person's the one, and ruin their lives over complete garbage speculation. $7,000 views is pretty good, but again, that's like that's the first wave, right? Like, that's still, can we find someone who likes this? 90 Day Fiance is the best train wreck. I despise that 90 Day Fiance completely decimates the whole point of like marriage, right? The whole point of the sanctity of marriage is just absolutely spit on by things like 90 Day Fiance. There's a reason why a ton of churches won't let you get married unless you go through counseling with them for like 6 months, because it's not. I don't disagree that I'm not fun. I understand that I'm Boy Scout stick up my butt kind of person, but like, marriage is the sacred gift from God that shouldn't be abused for views in that way. Already considering giving up since no ideas and passion anymore. Then I don't want to be a jerk, KS, but yes. I don't want to tell people to give up, but absolutely. If you have no passion for it, you're not enjoying it anymore, then absolutely you should give up, because there's no point in doing social media if you're not enjoying it. Again, the amount of people who actually become world-class entertainers and stars is so small that your chances of ever making it are minuscule. So if you're not enjoying it, you're not getting anything out of it, what's the point in continuing? Alright. Let's go stop an invasion. I know I'm the fun police bubble. I know I'm that person who comes out here, well, actually you shouldn't enjoy this, but also it's the truth, right? We as Catholics should not be engaging with shows like 90 Day Fiance that ruin the sanctity of marriage. We should not stand for that. We should not engage with that. We should not encourage that. What did you notice? What do you got? Maybe in Airsoft everyone calls me Waffles. Maybe I should change my call sign to Killjoy. I think that might be a more appropriate one for me. Some older videos are catching up when they already died down for a while. Why is that? So, this is why everyone tells you to make evergreen content, right? Rather than chasing trends and memes, if you make a video that is always going to be good and always going to be relevant, then it'll continue to get views, because a lot of social media works as like a search engine now. So, if you post evergreen content or videos that are relevant consistently, then it will continue to get views, because when people search for those terms or search for those things, it will continue to get views, because it'll always be relevant, right? So like, making a video about a current patch might only get views for now, but no one's gonna be looking up those patch notes in a thousand months, right? But if you post something about a fact of the universe, like a scientific fact, that will always be a fact, that will always be relevant, so that will continue to get views into the future. Then we shouldn't be watching any TV because it's all bad. See, Dex does that same defeatist thing, and I can't disagree more. Just because there's no ethical consumption under capitalism doesn't mean that we can't try to limit our impact, right? Like, yes, a bunch of the TV industry is abusive and terrible, but like, you look at Angel Studios, for example. Angel Studios makes some kids shows or makes a few TV shows that aren't necessarily as bad, and they're made with better practices, and they pay their people better and those sort of things. So while yes, TV as a whole may be bad, we can choose not to engage with things that are on the lesser end and try and encourage things that are on the greater end. It's the same thing like why I don't eat meat, right? I don't eat meat because the meat industry is awful and abusive. So if there were better meat industries, I might engage in meat, right? So I try and limit my negative impacts, even though I know it's impossible. I know that overall I'm not going to change the world. I can still do what I can do.
Your dance is with me.
I didn't have grand plans anyways. My only goal was to hit one viral reel and stop. I mean, if all you wanted was one viral video, then all the more reason to stop, right? Like, you have no control over whether or not something will go viral, so why torture yourself and torment yourself trying to make something happen if all you wanted was one viral video? Go do something more fun.
I don't think so.
Especially, again, if you have no passion for it, you're not enjoying it anymore, just go find something that's fun and go do that instead, right? We only have a set amount of time on this earth. We only get so much time to enjoy the splendor of God's bounty, what God's given us, and all of that. So why would we waste it doing things we don't want to do, right? We've already got things like work that take up hours and hours and hours of our time. Why waste any more of it on things that aren't going to be enjoyable? I thought it was going to be easier. That's the thing. There's so many people who see things about that, right? Like, oh, this will be easy. Millions of people go viral, and that the truth is there's just no control over it, right? And that's the frustrating part. I already know my ABCs. I want to watch two idiots who think talking through a wall for 3 weeks means they're compatible for marriage.
Deadly poison.
Welcome in, Dex. Yeah, it is. It's 100%. All social media is just gambling when you post. You never know what will go viral. But again, you can't control it with all those, like the fact that there are AI videos, like one of the most popular AI videos going on right now is like this guy, he's posting a bunch of stuff where it's like I'm a red-pilled strong American, and every time I go out to sell my homemade goods, this multicolored libtard comes and punches me in the face. That gets millions of views every time he posts that, and it's very clearly AI-generated garbage with a completely false story, and people eat it up because the fact of the matter is, and I don't say this to be mean, your average person is stupid. That is just the fact of the matter. The average person is not very intelligent, and they want low-quality tier garbage. Ryder, welcome in. That's what the average person wants, right? So if you're making very niche content, you're making things that certain people will like, the chances of those people seeing it are very low because they want you to make content that is going to be appealing for the masses. And like Idiocracy, as flawed as the movie is, Mike Judge I think is a genius in a lot of ways, right? The lowest common denominator is ow my balls, right? That is what the people want. That is what the people want to watch, is ow my balls. Why did my Path of Exile account get blocked by administrator? I have no idea. I know nothing about the moderation of Path of Exile. Because of the haters. That is also a very, very easy way you can an easy way to win at social media is just make your post about like the haters. But there's also like there's that guy who went very viral because he's making that content of like my tree is a mimic and my tree is my tree is moving every time, and he's just made a million videos of, oh, I went outside my door today, and look, that tree is moved, and the tree obviously hasn't moved, and so people are like, oh, the tree is moving. Like people like to be a part of things, even if it's absolute stupid nonsense. I absolutely despise that. And again, I know that makes me a hater, but I don't play that game. Buy it 2 hours ago. I don't know. You're gonna have to contact the mods for that game, because I have no idea. I don't play Path of Exile either, so I don't know how accounts get banned or why or anything. I know absolutely nothing about Path of Exile.
Do you prefer your enemy?
Or like all the people who are exploiting their children for views, right? Like that's a surefire way to go viral, is have some kids and then make them act on camera and perform for you, and boom, you'll go viral. It's not ethical, it's not good, but it works. People absolutely love those child star accounts. Is Diablo good? Diablo 4, in my opinion, is not very good. No, the Diablo 4 isn't very good. Diablo 2, though, you can get Diablo 2 Resurrection. It's a little bit of an older game now, so like it plays like an older game, but it's okay. Can you teach me how to play? Unfortunately, I don't know much how to play Diablo 4, and this is why I think Diablo 4 is a very flawed game. Is you basically need a PhD to understand the stats in order to actually do good at the game, because there's so many garbage mechanics. Like one of the mechanics that, like, the most important thing is times multiplier or times stacking or times bucket. And when an item drops, you'll need to Google, okay, which multiplier is this, and which ones will it secretly impact, and which ones will it not impact. And if it impacts the wrong things, then it's a garbage item. But if it impacts the right things, then it's a good item. And you don't know. And that's just terrible game design, right? Any game that requests that, well, put the game down and Google it, is a bad game. But Diablo 2 is fun, but again, it's older. What's up, KS? It's got some old style. It's a little bit slower. It's a whole different ball game. But if you want to play an ARPG, Diablo 2 is probably your best bet. Valera, grab them. Why is Valera not grabbing these people? Attack them. Attack them, Valera. Pull the aggro. Thank you. I also heard people say Grim Dawn. Grim Dawn is a really good one. I haven't played Grim Dawn in a long time, but I've heard that Grim Dawn is a very, very good ARPG. I also know that's getting too, since I chose a bit niche stuff that's hated on, especially right-wing side. Well, you'll always have people who hate your stuff, right? Like when I was more overweight, it didn't matter what I made. People would just come on and be like, hey, I hate your videos because when your videos come up, I have to look at your face and you're fat, and that disgusts me.
I don't think
So, like, you're always going to have people who come out of the woodwork to say the most off-the-walls, terrible things. And if it's not because you're fat, it's because you're ugly. If it's not because you're fat and not because you're ugly, then it's because you said a word wrong or you did something someone didn't like. There will always be people, right? Like the internet, the worst part of the internet is convinced everyone that, like, hey, we want to hear your opinion. What you have to say is totally valid, and we want to hear everything you have to say, right? And that is the ultimate problem of the internet. That is what the internet has done wrong, is convinced people that what they have to say matters. And the truth of the matter is, the world would probably be a little bit better off if we didn't have to consistently hear from people. Just under a month for Wolverine. So that's another example of haters, right? There's there's a lot of people who are coming out of the woodwork to hate on the Wolverine game. And, like, yes, I agree that some of the boss fights that I saw looked very uninspired for the Wolverine game, so I understand why people are like, oh, it's just another generic, unthought-out boss fight. But also, like, Insomniac has made solid games, right? So, like, why the hate? And the truth is because hate will sell better than anything else ever will. $1.5 weeks until baby. All right, chat. Place your bets. Bubble just said it. So, do you think Bubble's baby will wait until the actual day, or are they going to come early, or are they going to come late? Place your bets now. Yeah, is it going to be late, on time, or early? I think I'm personally going to put my bets on. I know Bubble has had a kid before, therefore I think baby is going to come early. I think I'm not to jinx you, Bubble, but I think you're going to be in labor this weekend. Good morning, Real Dio. Christ is king. Absolutely true. Exactly 1.5 weeks. You think baby's going to come exactly on time? That is a bold move. Bold bet.
Go carefully.
Very bold bet.
I could use your expertise.
All right, let's turn all of this in. All right, what's new for this season? What new things can we buy this season? I know there's wings. Look at these wings. These awesome blue and green wings. Absolutely amazing. Saint, do you post anywhere besides YouTube? Which is easier, YouTube, Insta, or TikTok? Yes, so I have posted on YouTube, I have posted on Shorts, Reels, and I have posted on TikTok. Out of all of them, by far, TikTok is the easiest. I had 15,000 followers on TikTok before my account got hacked and stolen, and TikTok is by far the absolute easiest platform. On the other end, YouTube is by far the hardest platform to get likes and views on. Instagram Reels, I never enjoyed Instagram or any of that, so I did not spend very much time on Instagram Reels this weekend. Why do you hate me? I don't, you know, I'm saying that you've already had a kid before, right? So once you've had a kid, it's a faster and easier process in theory, right? So I just think that
I wouldn't cross me if I were you. They'll never see me coming.
I just think that that's what's going to happen. I think it's going to be this.
I need something done in secret.
This weekend.
Never forget that
the fact that you're successful on YouTube makes it impressive. So here's the thing: is that I don't think you would call me successful on YouTube. Like, I've got 7,000 followers. I've got a couple hundred views here or there, but like by most people's standards, you would not call me successful on YouTube, right? Like, I am micro relevant at best.
The pleasure is mine.
And even that, I don't think you would call me micro relevant. Like, people don't consider you successful on YouTube until you hit like 100,000. YouTube is the most brutal, and here's the reason why YouTube is the most brutal is because a ton of people watch YouTube instead of TV, right? They use YouTube as their form of television. And so they don't want to subscribe to random new people because they don't want to taint their algorithm with with people, right? They only want to make sure videos that they want to watch pop up. So convincing someone to
Silver Moon students have unique
subscribe to
ways
you on
of studying
YouTube
the
means you have to
arcane.
make such
Perhaps you could learn a
good
bit
content that someone is willing to destroy their algorithm to follow you. And that is very, very difficult to convince someone of. Right? Because
Let's not wait.
the YouTube stuff is already very finicky. People don't want to give up their curated algorithm to give a chance to some random guy. So that is why YouTube is so hard. I've heard this, and I absolutely believe it, that getting someone to subscribe on YouTube is 50 times harder than getting someone to follow you on TikTok. Because people on TikTok, it's like, okay, whatever, subscribe, unsubscribe. Like, it's a much different experience. But a lot of people use YouTube as their replacement for TV. So convincing them to give you that chance is very, very hard. And understandably so. I use YouTube as TV also, so I don't want to taint my algorithm with random garbage. Wow, Dex, he didn't even mention this as part of his success. It's because the success has gone to my head, right? I've got 7,000 subscribers. How can I possibly remember all of you? But also, like, okay, I've got 7,000 subscribers, but you've watched my live streams, and my live streams typically have under 5 people in them, right? On my typical stream, you'll see Dex, Bubble, Sown, Dio, and then a few other random people who drop by every now and then, like Ryder, KS, Sown when he's around here. So like those numbers don't always translate well, right? Like even though I've got 7,000 subscribers, when I live stream, I've only got 5-10 people here. He doesn't care about us. I text you all the time about Jesus, Dex. How could I possibly care for you more than sending you texts about Jesus? Shady, good morning. Hope you remember the account of this username. Joking for real though. It's been a while, Joking. I think you've been here probably about 4 months ago, 5 months ago. I stopped watching YouTube since I discovered Reddit. Reddit? Well, maybe. I'll try KS. Reddit is interesting until you realize that every single person on Reddit is just some kid cosplaying someone who knows what they're talking about. And then once you realize that all the people on Reddit are just people pretending to be smart and people pretending to know what they're talking about, it loses interest once you realize that every so-called expert is actually a 13-year-old LARPing as someone well-informed. By not sending me texts about Jesus, I can't do that, Dex. I am obligated. Obligated. Got my account struck by lightning. You got banned? What did you do to get banned? All I talk about is recipes and video games and songs you'd hate, and here you come prancing in with Jesus. I mean, again, doesn't that show you how much I love you, Dex? Even though I know it's not relevant to our conversation, I take time out of my day to say, "Hey, Jesus loves you." Like, not even in a joking way. That is legitimately like, I do despise. Okay, we're gonna have a conversation about this. The street preachers who walk around going up to people like, "Hey, did you know Jesus loves you?" Or the people who are like, "Oh, hey, you're suffering right now? Well, I'll pray for you." I do despise that form of evangelicism. I do feel like that is a very selfish thing. Like, "Oh, you need money because you're starving to death? Well, I'll pray for you." That does nothing, right? But legitimately, when you legitimately believe in Christ and legitimately take time out of your day to explain Jesus to people and talk about it in a sincere and legit way, I do feel like that is definitely a form of love of like, "Hey, I legitimately believe this and legitimately want the best for you." The problem is all the bad actors out there, like, and Reddit is a perfect example of this, right? You'll go on to places where like where people will be talking like, "Oh, I just got kicked out of my house and I'm starving to death and my dog has no food." and someone goes in like, oh, well, I'll pray for you. Everyone, look at how good of a Christian I am because I will pray for this person. Yes, that is a selfish and terrible thing. But when it's used correctly and legitimately and correctly, I do think it can be a loving and good thing. Where I have offered to send you money so many times, Dex. Don't be lying. Don't be in here being. How many times have I offered to send you money and you have turned me down? The fact that you won't give me your address because you know that I will send you money.
Eyes on me, scoundrel.
Don't be lying. Don't be lying, Dex. This is why I call you my #1 hater. I have legitimately offered to send you money and gifts, and you have turned me down every single time. Where is he? Why when I post rage bait content on Instagram do people actually like it and take it seriously, but when I post serious posts, everyone's calling it bait? That is, there's a paradoxical rule for that, KS. I'm trying to remember what it's called. I don't remember what that rule or law is called, but it basically is that because media literacy is so dead, your average person cannot actually tell when something is real or fake. And so even though you're posting obvious rage bait, people can't genuinely tell whether or not it is real or not. Like you can legitimately go out there and make a video saying like, hey, I think that I should have a right to kick puppies. That is a good thing, and it is beneficial to the world to be able to kick puppies. And any reasonably intelligent person is like, yeah, that's stupid rage bait. Like, a person's obviously just saying it to get views. But there will be a large amount of people who legitimately will not be able to tell that what you are saying is just bait for engagement. That is just the media literacy crisis in effect. I will send you money, Dex. Text me. I cash apped you $5. You remember that time I sent you $5 via Cash App? And you refused to take it, and I lost $5 to the corporations. The corpos stole my $5 because you wouldn't accept it. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about the time that I did send Dex money and he refused to accept it. How about that? Cash me outside. How about that?
Enough of your tricks.
What excuse do you have for that, Dex? Tell the people that I have paid you. Push my luck with how far I can get on Instagram, and there's nothing wrong with that, right? Like I said, if you have fun with it, just do it. Just you can't take it personally, right? Like the fact that some random person can post a video and be like, today I pooped, and that can get 1 million views, and someone else can post a scientific dissertation and it'll get 1 view. Like that is just the truth of the gamble. Right, like using my own stuff as an example, I posted the other day an airsoft video about me reloading poorly. It was a garbage video that took me 3 seconds to make. It was just talking about how bad I am, and that's gotten the most views I've gotten on TikTok and YouTube in a long time. And there was no thought put into it. It wasn't it was just look at how dumb Waffles is. Boom, thousands of views. Right, like you can't control it. You sent money to a Venmo account that I don't have. You could have set up a Venmo account. Why did you not put effort into it, Dex? I sent you money. Why didn't you put the 5 seconds of effort into it to collect the money? That sounds like a you problem. That sounds like a you thing. Here's another thing. My most viral video ever. My most viral video... I'll do 2. My 2 most viral videos ever. God forgive me. My most viral video of all time ever was before I was Saint Waffles. Before I was Waffles, way back in my early days of YouTube. Or not YouTube, TikTok. I'm talking when I had less than 1,000 followers on TikTok. This is before Bubble, before Dex, before my day ones. Way back in the day, I was Charlie Ripley Photography because I hadn't even come up with Saint Waffles yet. It was my photography account, and I was really, really, really into tarot. Because before I found God, I was a tarot scam artist. Again, God forgive me. And my most viral video was me opening a tarot deck and saying, "This is your sign to do your shadow work." Not a well thought out video. Absolutely dumb video. Nothing to it. That got 1.5 million views overnight. And that gave me over 10,000 followers. For an absolutely garbage, not well thought out video talking about mental illness and absolutely made up scam that is tarot. 1.5 million views. My second most viral video is on YouTube, was on Helldivers, talking about, hey look, on Helldivers, when there's spore spewers on the planet, you can see spores. 500,000 views for pointing out that, hey, when there's spores on the planet, you can see spores. That is my most popular video by far on Helldivers. Not well thought out, nothing interesting, just stating a absolutely obvious fact. And that was my, it's like, you never know what's going to go viral. Those two things did not deserve to go viral. There was nothing well thought out in it. Nothing good about those videos. And yet those are the ones that get the most views. I made a video 3.5 years ago when I was super into Warhammer that was, who do you think would win in a fight? Doom Guy or a Space Marine? That was 3.5 years ago. I still get people messaging me saying, "You're an idiot. Obviously Doom Guy would win." 2.5 years ago, I made a video about, I said Halo Guy instead of Master Chief. I still get DMs of people calling me a fake gamer, a wannabe, because I said Halo Guy instead of Master Chief. Like, you never know. You just never know what is going to upset the internet and make them participate. You never know.
Silence. I've had enough of your tricks.
You have no control over it. Okay. Same thing like a WoW. I've wanted to be a WoW content creator for a while. I love making WoW content, but I can't get anything on World of Warcraft. But Helldivers was just lightning in a bottle for me for some reason. I don't know why Helldivers was so good for me. I am the king of bad opinions, but here's the difference: is I don't say my bad opinions to get views. Like, I'm not out here rage baiting people for views. I just have bad opinions, and to me that will always be a very distinct difference, right? The difference is I'm not out here saying dumb things for views. I'm saying dumb things because I believe dumb things. And I think that is a very important distinction that I will always insist is an important distinction. Ooh. I will take that Gale Rider's mantle. That's pretty good. Alright, that's 2 delves down. 6 more to go. These WoW chores take forever. Alright, we gotta go to Eastern Plaguelands. To the south.
Silvermoon students have unique ways of studying the arcane. Perhaps you could learn a thing or two.
Ooh, it's warming up already. I am ready for summer to be over. I am so ready for summer to be over. Also, I said this earlier, but you guys weren't here yet. So Dex and Bubble. This Friday, I'm signing the paperwork for my house to consolidate some of my debt. That will pay off the roof. It'll pay off the repipe. It'll pay off the sewer pipe, and a few other things. So hopefully by middle of September, we will know our monthly payment and that everything is paid off, and then we'll get our paychecks and we'll be able to see whether or not we can save money. But if everything is worked out like I planned, we will be going to Italy in January. So the Italy trip might be back on, depending on if everything works out and the payments all happen like I think they will. So Italy live stream in September. Oh no, January. January. Good. Italy, gonna be good. Also this weekend, I don't typically stream on Sundays, but I'm going to be at a huge airsoft event, and I'm going to try and live stream the airsoft event from my TikTok. So be prepared for that. That we might have a airsoft live stream on Sunday if I can get things to work. We will see if it'll actually work, but be prepared for that potentially. I don't know for sure. But I'm gonna try and make it work. So if I can make it work, we will have a live stream on Sunday of me on the battlefield, BBs blazing. I think that'll be fun. I think people will enjoy that. So join me for that on my Waffles Warfare TikTok. It's going to be a good time. I'm going to hopefully get some good photos.
I wouldn't cross me if I were you.
It also means we have to go to church the night before, and I usually prefer the Saturday vigil for Mass. Like, I do enjoy the Saturday vigil, but I will say, during the summer, that Saturday vigil is extra hard to go to, because, like, you know it's going to be 100 degrees in that church. And it's very hard to draw the willpower to go to church when you know you're going to be sweating the entire time. Very difficult. But it's worth it for Jesus. I'm also going to go to the Mount Angel Abbey this weekend. I'm going to take my parents to the Mount Angel Abbey has a coffee shop, and one of their monks makes craft mocktails. So I like to go up there and read, chat with my parents, all that. So I'm very excited to take them up there to try some of the mocktails that they make that are very, very good. I like one of theirs is espresso and
Your dance is with me.
They do espresso and it's a weird combination, like bitters and orange. And it's so good. I try, KS. You know, all I can be is myself. All I can be is authentic. I can't promise my advice is good. I can't promise my advice will help, but I can always be me, right? I know people hate on Willow Smith for it, but her "I'm Me" song has always been a good song in my opinion. The I'm me, that's all I can be. I know people hate on Willow Smith because I whip my hair back and forth, but I think Willow Smith is the Nickelback of our generation. I feel like Willow Smith was overly hated for no good reason and was actually a decent artist that nobody gave a chance, that everyone just hated on for no good reason.
Eyes on me, scoundrel.
And she deserves better. I will stand by that. I whip my hair back and forth was not as bad as the internet made it out to be. I liked her two songs. You know who should be overhated and isn't? Is Taylor Swift. Like, don't get me wrong, she has some bangers in there, but I feel like Taylor Swift is too popular. I feel like she is overly loved and not for good, valid reasons. Not to mention how abusive she is with her jet and, you know, killing the environment and pandering to billionaires and all the other things that Taylor Swift does. She was 10. Was she 10 when she made that song? Wow.
Your dances with me.
Saint, can I get in trouble posting misogynistic content? I am fairly certain that the platforms will reward you for that, because the red-pilled incel content is getting devoured like crazy. So I don't think the platforms will punish you. But then again, this is one of those conversations of, will YouTube or TikTok punish you for it? Probably not. But is that a conversation you'll have with Jesus at the end of your life of why were you posting misogynistic content for views? That's a whole different conversation. She's not hated enough. She'll be the first to tell you watch your carbon footprint and do not do the things she is absolutely a hypocrite in that way. Really, she was 9 when she made I Whip Your Hair Back and Forth. That's actually even more impressive. I had no idea she was 9 when she made that song. Like, that's pretty impressive. Dex out here spreading misinformation. That'll also get you a lot of views. Like literally the misinformation will get you a ton of views. I watched a short yesterday. This guy came on here and he was peddling his I'm a business master and I'm going to show you how to be rich easy. Here was his plan. He said, "Okay, here's how you get rich super easy. You take out a business loan for $125,000. You use that to purchase property, and you use that property to put down a parking lot. You charge $25 a day per car for that parking lot. On average, you'll have 300 cars parked in that parking lot per day. That'll make you this X amount of $1 million per year, and it'll cost you $0 because you put that all on a business loan." Okay, one, those numbers are all completely made up. Where are you finding a parking lot for sale for $125,000 a year? Who's paying $25 a day for parking consistently? And B, you're not talking about taxes, you're not talking about insurance, this dude literally just came on and said, "Look, I can poop out a bunch of fancy numbers that'll say you'll be a millionaire by the end of the year if you follow my plan." Millions of views, and everyone trying to buy his program for, "Whoa, that guy's so smart, look how much money he says I can make by buying his parking lot." None of it was well thought out, none of it was realistic, none of it was actually grounded in reality. It was literally just a guy touting off misinformation and putting it as like, "Look at how smart of a businessman I am." People love that. More views than I've ever gotten combined on my videos from a dude just coming out here and be like, "Look, I can lie on the internet." And that's what makes content creation so frustrating. Exactly. $25 for a parking spot, absolutely egregious. Even talking about like downtown Portland isn't that expensive. So again, it was just completely made up fanciful numbers that have no basis in reality, and yet he got millions of views and people were buying his stuff left and right because, wow, look at how smart this guy is. Look at how much money we can make if we buy his pamphlet that tells us how to make money off of making parking garages. Also, again, nobody is out here selling a fully created, zoned, paved parking lot for $125,000, right? Like, you can't even buy a house for $125,000, let alone primetime parking spots. So it's the thing I hate about all the financial content creators. I hate their tips so much because they're so smug and they're absolutely being disingenuous when like, here's how you can make $100,000 extra a year. Okay, here's Waffles' plan. Save $300,000 in a year. All you have to do is simply save $3,000 a month. Boom! By the end of the year, you have $300,000. Look at how much of a financial expert and genius I am. And you say, but Waffles, how can I save an extra $3,000 a month? Get a second job. Boom! I'm brilliant. I'm just a brilliant financial expert here. No basis in reality. No actual practical things for people to help. Just invest all your money. Boom. How do you invest all? I don't know. Live with your parents, eat rice and beans, and invest all your money in the 401k. Boom. Brilliant. Yeah, I refuse to watch Caleb Hammer's stuff, because Caleb Hammer, he is the poster child of people who are taking advantage of other people for clicks. He never has someone who's intelligent on there, right? He intentionally goes out and seeks out people who are going to come and make content for him for cheap, right? He intentionally seeks out people like, well, I make $3 an hour and I have a Ford 950 that costs me $600 million a year. And I don't know how to manage my money. How can I fix this? And then Caleb Hammer like, sell your car and you'll save $1 million. No, I won't. I refuse. I have a right to have this vehicle because I am God's gift to this earth. And then he just clickbaits the entire time. Like, look how stupid this person is. Look how smart I am. I could have saved them $1 million, but they're too stupid to listen to me.
Let's talk.
Caleb Hammer's content is absolutely garbage. Do you feel like there's some law of detachment thing that goes on with virality? Absolutely. The people who go with viral the most, like Mr. Beast, they're not actually, like, they don't believe anything they're saying or doing. They see you as a product, and they see you as a way to make money. They are using you as an easy way to make money. They're absolutely detached from their content. Same thing with most of the people who are peddling their incel garbage content don't actually believe any of that. But it doesn't matter that they don't believe any of that. What matters is that they can sell it to you. What matters is that they can get you to believe their horrible things. That's all that matters. They don't have to believe it. They don't care that they're a hypocrite. All they care about is, can they make money off of you? And if the answer is yes, then that's all that matters. You are a product. When you are consuming content, when you are watching someone's TikTok, you are a product. You are a means to make money to that person. That's where, like, the whole parasocial relationships come in, right? That's where, like, the whole streamers begging for money, streamers who make millions of dollars off their streams. Why do they make? Because they're not genuine. They're not a real person. They're putting on an act for you to make money off of you. Any streamer whose daytime job is streaming is using you as a means to an end. They don't actually care about you. They don't engage with you. They want you to make them money. So that's different. So, Bubble, I specifically said people who do it as their full-time job. I don't make money off of this. You can't be my product because none of you make me enough money to be the product.
Bounty from nature. Useful.
That's the key difference. I'm not relevant enough to turn you all into a product. But I'll be 100% honest, right? Like if someone came up to me and said, "Hey, I'll give you $100,000 to shill this thing on stream," you bet that would be hard for me to say no to. I like to think that I have the moral fiber to say no. I won't do that to my streamers, but when you're faced with that much money, it's very hard to keep your morals. Do you like Marvel or DC? That's tough. Batman is my absolute favorite, and he's DC, but I think overall I like Marvel more. You've got Nightcrawler, you've got Cyclops, Got Spider-Man. Ironically, all Catholic. Batman's been Catholic at least once. Nightcrawler, canonically Catholic. Some of my favorites. Waffles ending prayer sponsored by Dude Wipes. the amount of people who made posts because Dude Wipes legitimately sold a popsicle flavored butt wipe, and people are like, who is this for? Who wants their butt to smell like a popsicle? And I thought that was a legitimate question, is who wants their butt to smell like a popsicle? That is a very, very weird scent. Why would anyone want their butts to smell like popsicles? I recently watched Supergirl. People hated it because the actress is unattractive and the movie flopped. There are a lot of people who I don't value their opinion, but I will state for a fact, if someone holds the opinion, like when what was that game called? The game with the red-headed archer, and she fought like techno dinosaurs. Her name was like Navi, or it started with an A. Come on, someone help me here. The techno dinosaur game. I know you know what I'm talking about. Alloy, that was her name. The game with Alloy. Why can I not think of Zero Dawn? Horizon Zero Dawn. Okay. When Horizon Zero Dawn came out, people were like zooming in on the main character, and they're like, look, this woman has hair on her face, so it's obviously this is some woke slop because women don't have any hair on their bodies at all. Any guy who has that opinion, any guy who holds the opinion of this video game is unplayable because the woman is unattractive to me, or this movie is unwatchable because the women are unattractive to me, that person, I say it's 100%. If your opinion is this movie or game is unwatchable or unplayable because I don't find the women attractive enough, your opinion is worthless. You are a person who I have zero care in the world to know what your opinion is or what you think, because you have zero good opinion in there. That is absolutely a person you can ignore safely, 100%. That person has no valuable opinion at all.
I don't have a target. I need to target something else.
Thought it was because the actress said something unfavorable. Who knows what triggers these gamers? You never know what's going to trigger the gamers. It is impossible to know what is going to trigger a gamer, and that is why one of these days I'm going to start my series. All these people talk about how hard it is to date out there. I don't disagree with that, but a lot of people are ignoring a lot of red flags out there. So here are some easy red flags for you, ladies. Easy red flags. If a guy considers himself a gamer, or he can't name a single hobby that he has outside of playing video games, that person is a red flag. Don't date them. Don't give them your time of day. If their primary thing is I'm a capital G gamer, don't date that person. That person is a walking red flag. If the person has strong opinions about books, movies, or media that have women as the main character, don't date that person. That person is a red flag. Don't tell women what a red flag is. Men, if she wants to know your date of birth and your time of birth to do a horoscope on you, that is a red flag.
Deadly poison.
Stay away.
I wouldn't cross me if I were you.
Women, if he says that he is a Christian, but he doesn't regularly attend church, doesn't regularly read the Bible, he is lying to you. Red flag. Stay away from that person.
Your dance is with me.
Men, if she has a preference for tall, rich, good-looking men and is unwilling to budge on that, don't beg her to date you. Don't be like, I'm a small king, give me a chance. No, red flag. People are allowed to have their preferences, but here's the thing is if you are a woman and you prefer to date a man who's over 6 foot and makes more than your average dude, you're talking about less than like 10% of the population of America, right? Your dating pool is so limited. That is a red flag.
You seriously do not want to cross me.
I think I can fairly say, Bubble, I can fairly say that both Emmy and I had our share of red flags when we first started dating, and that we have grown as people and are much different and better people than we were when we first started dating. These are just important things for people to recognize and know about themselves and each other. Men,
Eyes
If-
on me, scoundrel.
if she's any kind of witch, especially if she calls herself like a kitchen witch, red flag, stay away. You praise ICP's music, you're the absolute last person I would take a life advice from. That I will give you that, Tex. If they like ICP, that is a potential red flag. That I will absolutely give you that one. That is a potential red flag, 100%, Dex. I am. We are going to be celebrating our 10-year wedding anniversary this year. 10 years this year. We've been together 15 or 16 years, but our actual 10-year anniversary is this year. So, happily married for a very long time. Here's the thing, though. But I think Emmy would agree. I think Emmy would agree with me that someone calling themselves a kitchen witch is absolutely a red flag for dating.
Deadly poison.
What's your opinion on
I
looks
wouldn't cross me
maxing?
if I were you.
I think all of the looks maxing, pheromone maxing, anything maxing is absolutely something to avoid. But I will say, as Catholics, we are called to take care of our bodies. Our body is our temple. We are called to take care of the gifts that God has given us. So working out to take care of our body, absolutely a great thing. Working out to keep our bodies healthy, absolutely a great thing. Working out or doing things just so that people will find us attractive, that is vanity and that is bad and that should be avoided. Now, if you're working out to feel good and to be healthy, and as a byproduct of that, your body looks better, nothing wrong with that.
This is for you.
But absolutely something wrong with working out only so that people will envy your body. And look, I'm not just harping on like witchcraft and stuff. I literally was tearing Father Rippager is one of the most prolific Catholic exorcists out there, and I truly believe in my heart of hearts, I believe Father Rippager is damaging and bad for the church. I believe that they should take his social media away. I believe that he is a detriment to people's faith, and I think he's been compromised. I truly believe that Father Rippager says things online to get views, and he cares more about his social media than he does the faith of his flock. And that's why I truly believe that he has been compromised. Father Rippager had a post yesterday I saw where he was saying, if your daughter starts dating a man and you don't like that man, all you need to do is do a 30-day binding prayer to cast the demons out of their relationship, and they will break up. And right away, I was like, Father, that is witchcraft. You are out here on social media. You are treating God like some form of witchcraft. You are leading people astray with that, because telling people that if you don't like the relationship your child is in, all you have to do is pray the demons away and then they will break up. That is not a teaching of the church. That is not a good teaching. That is as close to witchcraft. If you change that, okay, say a binding prayer to cast the demons out, they'll break up. How is that different than saying I'm going to cast a spell on my daughter to make them break up and it'll happen? That is the exact same thing. That is the grossest thing I've ever heard him say. And Father Rippager has said a lot of gross things. He's the am I Irish? I mean, technically my ancestry is Irish, but I'm all sorts of things: Russian, Irish, Scottish. Big old mix of things. He's the exorcist who will go out there and tell you that if you put a horror DVD in your DVD player, that will open a portal to hell in your living room, and demons will crawl out of your DVD player and haunt your house. He's the one who went around saying that you can't watch or read Harry Potter because J.K. Rowling researched actual spells, and the spells they use in Harry Potter are real world spells that will actually do the things in them. He is absolutely, in my opinion, compromised and full of nonsense. And I truly think he is leading people away from the church, and I think that his helpful advice is causing more harm than good in our world. And I think that about most exorcists, let me rephrase, any exorcist who has a prolific social media platform and makes money off of podcasts or making videos or writing books about exorcism, I think has been compromised. I don't think exorcists should be able to write books about exorcism. I don't think they should be able to have podcasts about exorcisms. I don't think they should be able to do anything with it, because it leads to the situation where we're in now, where again, we have a priest out here saying that putting in Nightmare Before Christmas into your DVD player is going to summon demons that will haunt your house. My mom still believes in Ouija boards are evil. You mean the mass-produced toy next to Monopoly and Uno? Yeah. 100%. 100%. Now, I will say that the church condemns Ouija boards, so we should avoid it because the church condemns it, and that is a teaching of the church. Do I think they're real? No. Do I think that they're going to do anything if you touch them? No. Do I avoid them because that is the church teaching? Yes. But what are we playing? We are doing World of Warcraft chores right now. We are doing our daily chores in World of Warcraft, which involves running around and doing a bunch of delves, because Blizzard likes their chores.
It's too far away.
Monopoly will open a portal into capitalism, buyer beware. Here's why I don't like Monopoly. Any board games like Monopoly, Sorry, Uno. Kids play those board games, and they grow up thinking, I don't like board games because I didn't like playing Monopoly. No, you just didn't like Monopoly. If you played real board games, you might actually enjoy said board games. Do you like or hate alcohol? I despise alcohol. I personally don't drink, and I'm gonna be honest here. While I don't want to take people's civil liberties away, I don't think your average person is responsible enough to drink alcohol, and I would be okay with alcohol being banned. Sorry, not sorry. The amount of functioning alcoholics and alcoholics we have in our country, the amount of people who drink and drive, the amount of people who use alcohol as an excuse to go out and do bad things or do stupid things, I don't like it. And I know that a lot of Catholics will tell you, oh, well, we can drink. Yeah, Catholics can drink. Jesus drank wine. But the relationship we have with alcohol in our modern day, and now that we know that alcohol is basically just poison and unnecessary, I would be perfectly fine if we outright banned alcohol, 100%, no alcohol allowed. There's no point. Alcohol is just poisoning your body. It is unnecessary, and it does no good for us. It is perfectly fine. I don't think it's a sin to drink. I think most people drink sinfully. I think most people abuse alcohol. I think most people have an unhealthy relationship with alcohol. So I think it's time we as a society move past alcohol. And I hate that it's treated. It's the same thing with the people who do like the weed smokers, right? The people who are like, I'm not addicted to weed, but I have to smoke or else I can't go grocery shopping or else I can't interact in society. The same people like, well, I can't have fun at a party unless I drink. Well, then you don't know how to party. Sorry. That's addict behavior. If you can't have fun at a social gathering unless you're allowed to drink, you're the problem.
Your dances with me.
They already tried that and failed miserably. Yeah, I know. I know it won't ever happen. If you can't be in a good mood without alcohol, you're an addict. 100%. I'll stand by that. I don't drink. I'm in a good mood. I can have a good time without alcohol. It's a crutch. If you need alcohol to be in a good mood, then you need to work on yourself. That's like saying I hate AI, but you use ChatGPT. I do not. I did. I was on the wrong side of that, but I have given up all AI usage. I no longer use ChatGPT. I no longer engage in Google Gemini. I do not use any AI. I avoid it as much as I can. I still have some AI in my art that I hopefully will be able to replace next payday. I can, now that I know better, now that I have been educated on it, now that the Pope has made his decrees, I am going to be getting rid of all of that as soon as I can replace that art. I know there's a lot of priests who partake in alcohol. Again, I'm not saying that alcohol is sinful, but I am saying that I think the world would be a much better place if we got rid of alcohol as a whole. Like if alcohol disappeared overnight and just simply no longer existed, I think the world would be a better place. And I stand by that. Are there more liberals or right-wingers? I think there's probably more right-wingers than there are actual true liberals. But I think most people who are either don't care or kind of in the middle lean more towards the right as it is. So that's why it's skewed. Because I think there, the amount of people who didn't vote, for example, right? The amount of people who didn't vote or didn't care, or the middle I don't care sort of people is vastly outweighing the amount of people on the left or right. But then there's also like I couldn't vote in the last election because I thought that both candidates were evil. So I simply couldn't vote in the last election because my conscience told me that I couldn't vote for either evil party. Therefore, I did not participate. I refused to be a part of choosing evil. Either I was supporting abortion, which I cannot as a Catholic do, or I was supporting Trump, which there's so many reasons why I believe that is evil. So I was one of the people who abstained from voting, but the difference was it wasn't I didn't vote because I didn't care. I didn't vote because I simply couldn't support evil, and both parties had too much of a hand in evil, so I chose not to participate. And I think those are very important distinctions to make.
Greetings, Archeuson's favored. The wind of Archeuzon guide you home.
Speaking of, I'll use that as a segue to go wash some dishes, make some breakfast, and get ready for work. So speaking of AI, this right here. This right here is one of the AI that I still need to replace. Hopefully I can replace this paycheck. Let's end with our prayer as always. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen. Lord, thank you for this blessed day, and thank you for all that you do for us. Lord, today we continue to pray for all those who are victims of war, all those who are suffering without food, water, electricity, gas, medicine, whatever they're lacking. Lord, help to provide for them and help us to provide for them. Help us to donate more. Help us to give more to those causes. We pray for all the kids who are going back to school soon as back to school season starts. Lord, help this to be a productive and fruitful year for them. Help those students, especially college students who are dipping their toes into adulthood, being on their own for the first. Help them to make good choices, Lord. We pray for our fathers, all the priests who are struggling right now, all the priests who are going through a priest shortage, all the vocations that are lacking. Lord, help them. And finally, as a special intention, as always, we pray for the souls in purgatory, the souls who have been forgotten, the souls who have no one left to pray for them. Lord, help them. All this we pray in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. All right, everyone, that is it for me. I am out. I gotta go make some breakfast. I gotta go get ready for work. It is the middle of the work week, so we're making it through. It's hump day. It is the hardest day of the week. Thank you for watching. Thank you for spending time with me. Thank you everyone for hanging out and chatting. I hope you all go and have a blessed day, and we will see you again on Friday.